been nothing. I have nothing, right? So when you see that,
You went from nothing to Netflix.
from nothing to Netflix. Had the financial crisis not happened in my life, I would still be doing business. Then we found out who all are in her team and then started bugging them and annoying them. Where's my audition? Even though I was like, no, this is a stupid idea.
Welcome to the Sonya Barlow Show. Today we will be interviewing Taha Shah Badussha, the lead actor from Netflix, Heeramandi.
Taha, give me your 30-second pitch.
My 30-second pitch.
Yeah, how do you
what?
introduce yourself?
Hi, this is Taha Shah Badussha. I'm an actor and I have studied in this, and this. I would like to just take 9 minutes of your time because all I need is 8 and 1 will get wasted.
And at what point did you become comfortable calling yourself an actor?
No, as soon as I realized that acting was everything that made me happy, the craft what made me happy, that's when I decided that now I'm an actor. Like, I'm not anything else. I'm always going to be an actor. Of course, I want to be a producer. I want to be a businessman, but I'm defined by being an actor.
So at what point were you, I want to be an actor when I grow up, and today I'm actually an actor?
Oh, you mean like how? Okay, yeah, okay. So I think that initially it's dreams with no direction or goals, and it's when you step into when you actually take the leap of faith and join the education of becoming an actor is when you realize whether you have the skills or not. And if you do, from there you then start basically putting out affirmations, right? Because now you know and you've studied and you know that subconsciously, if you keep training your mind, then as a man thinketh by James Allen, that it will happen, and it's about how they write those SMART goals.
Absolutely.
So I believe that that's also something that needs to be practiced on a regular, if not daily basis. And I have written that I was going to just 3 years ago, that in a year and a half I will be a leading actor in the biggest Netflix show. Before signing it, 2 years prior to that, I was in the US and I was writing that down over and over again, not really thinking. I had no work. Okay, for me to get the lead, I thought I'll just get another small role, but I wrote that, and so yeah, I guess manifestation is continuous. Now the manifestation is to achieve the next supposed goal. So yeah, it's something that has been going on for ages.
For ages. Have you heard of the butterfly effect?
Meaning?
So the butterfly effect, I'm going to paraphrase this and
what I've
simplify
understand by
it.
butterfly effect is what happens here, what you do today, it kind of comes back.
Kind of, but taking a step back, it's also that pivotal moment that changed everything. So a good example being, it's okay. A good example being, I am a big fan of, a great example being, I run my own business today, right? This is what I do for my fun, having my own talk show, interviewing people, but I run an actual consultancy day to day. Had I not been made redundant from my job, I would have not had the opportunity to be brave enough to start my own business. Had I not been rejected from placements during my university, I would have not had the opportunity to go to Italy, study abroad, and then fall in love with traveling. What was your butterfly moment? What was your, had this not happened, I would have maybe not been here?
Had the financial crisis not happened in my life, I would still be doing business. So because the financial crisis happened is what led to me taking the step, or at least saying it, that I want to be an actor. And then because of that, my mother took the initiative to actually go and enroll me, even though I was like, no, this is a stupid idea. But she took the initiative. So if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't be here. But to be honest, there's so many moments in my life that I can say that if I wasn't here, or if this didn't happen, then this wouldn't happen. And it's like a domino effect.
Absolutely.
And I always believe, like, what I do in life is, like, I imagine a big pond, all right, and I start throwing pebbles in different directions, all right, and then you see the ripples forming. But when you start throwing enough pebbles, all of a sudden you see the ripples mix. It joins, right? So there were moments that I was throwing and there was really nothing coming back, right? You started throwing so much more, and then my team joined me, and they started throwing, right? And then now all the ripples are connecting. So yeah, I think that there's so many things that I've done in life that without that I would not be here today. If I didn't chase that casting director down for 15 months to get one audition, because of that one audition of 3 days, it led me to being the lead role because of Mr. Pansali. So if I wasn't chasing her down, so many things.
And let's talk about that. So it sounds like you're resilient and that you're not afraid of rejection in the same way that typically we might be. What I mean by that is someone gets rejected, you don't want to give it a go. You spent 15 months chasing down an audition. What were some of the avenues you took to actually get through to this particular person?
We started off by calling her, of course, and then continuously messaging. Then we found out who all are in her team, and then started bugging them and annoying them. And then kind of just, I went to their office a couple of times just to drop in and say hello. Actually, I wanted the audition. They're just passing by. Where's my audition? No, but no, a couple of times I've done that. But yeah, I guess overall, most amount would have been just phone calls,
Absolutely.
just trying to just, please pick up my call, please,
Yeah.
please give me one audition.
So you were
And
persistent.
we have to be, because nobody else is going to be persistent for you, right? I mean, if you give up, then who's hustling for you? Nobody.
And were you always persistent even as a kid, or is that a skill that you built up over time?
I think as kids we're all persistent. We just know how to get it out from our parents.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, no, 100%. We kids as kids or as children, we are all persistent. It's over time that we get distracted, or we've been told that you shouldn't do this, and then you start thinking like 100 times, if I ask for help or if I ask for this. If you don't ask, you won't really know, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's where I think we're all as kids, we're all persistent, and that has over time. I have also gone to that shell where I was not, but then I have also come out of it, and I believe that you've got to be shameless. You've got to be shameless. You've got to have courage.
I'm a big fan of that, absolutely.
Right? You got to be able to be shunned away, insulted, not taken seriously.
And have slight audacity to keep coming back. I mean, it sounds like your family have really helped you in your story. And I read just earlier an article where you said something along the lines of your family backed you, and now you have so many different aunties from the world calling you up and praising you for the work you're doing. My question to you is, how do your family keep you humble? Because to them, you're not this, I mean, you are, but you're not this mega famous movie star or, Netflix star. You are their kid.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's much trial. I think this is all your upbringing, right? If you have to change, you're going to change, man, right? Nobody can stop you. But your upbringing from where you were, I was of course from a very, very normal family. We didn't have much money, and how they've made themselves, and how my mom has sacrificed so much. So I think that you see and you become.
Absolutely.
Right. So my mom doesn't splurge her money away. She saves it. She will, use it for the right thing. But she'll never say no to me or my brother for anything, right? But she won't buy her things. You know how mothers are. So
You've seen the sacrifice.
Yeah, I've seen the sacrifice. So it makes you value it. I've also seen the downside of my career.
Absolutely.
Right. I've been nothing. I have nothing. Right. So when you see that,
You went from nothing to Netflix.
from nothing to Netflix.
Absolutely. Like that could be the title of it. Through the whole experience, through your journey, be that, how you've grown up, where you've been, your acting, I am assuming rightfully so that you've traveled quite a lot. What are some of the more interesting destinations that you've been able to see in the world?
I wish there was a lot more than what I have, but I mean, I have just been to America mostly, but again for work, Los Angeles or New York or Washington. Florida, I was shooting a film. Chicago, I was shooting something. But I still haven't visited my most. Like I'm thinking of visiting Japan.
Japan is amazing.
I
Right now,
haven't been
economically,
there.
it's a good time to go.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
The yen is one of the lowest it ever will be, so you can actually give back to the economy and help boost
Boost the economy.
economy whilst also getting the best for your buck.
Interesting.
Plus, the Uniqlo there is great.
Anybody hearing this want to sponsor my Japan?
We can maybe make that happen. Before we start to wrap up, one thing that you shared in the interview, the press interview that we had earlier, was that you're a big fan of learning. So before we get into your resource and learning style, I'd love to know what is traveling taught you? What are some of the life lessons you've learned through now being able to experience different parts of the world?
People pick up different things. Accepting people from different backgrounds. Not judging people on their beliefs, on their way of living, etc. So I think when you travel the world, you get to meet all the people, different sorts of people, different energies, different backgrounds. So as an actor, you definitely kind of observe and retain and keep that with you for future endeavors. But most of all, I think that every time, certain things that you have to learn are not necessarily only by traveling. Books are a great way.
Give me some book recommendations.
For what?
For yourself, the ones that you have read and stay in your mind, or the ones that you think that you would recommend to somebody and say, this is great if you're going for motivation, if you're going to manifest, if you're in a place of shifting your life around, right? Right now I'm shifting my life around. I'm going from today I've done this to in 2 years I'd love my own talk show. That is me manifesting.
So for that, I would, there's a book called 10X by Grant Cardone. So I really love that book. I listened to it on Audible at 1.2, the pace. And it's a Bible. And chapter number 23 is something that I've listened to at least 300 times.
I love the fact that you know specifically which chapter you're talking about.
Yeah, for that chapter I've listened to a lot.
You spoke about the fact that sometimes you have had nothing, or that as an actor you're probably retaining a lot of information, and I just, having witnessed you today, you're meeting a lot of people. A couple of more personal questions being, after a long, busy day, be that of traveling, when you go home, what's your comfort food?
So I'm perpetually on a meal. So I mean, back home, over here, I don't have any control on it. But when I'm back in Mumbai or Dubai, then my meals are sorted. So it's always brown rice, it's always broccoli, it's always dahi, it's always vegetables, it's always grilled chicken. Simple, easy, and I eat that. I eat that in the day, I eat that in the night, and I have a lot of fruits. I make my own shake, which has a lot of seeds, nuts, a lot of things in it. So this is it. I'm not a big fancy guy who likes to go out, and
Absolutely.
I don't go to fancy dinners.
Yeah. And you have the simple pleasures. So how do you take care of yourself after a long day like today, or the weeks that you're having here on your press trip? How will you go and recharge and recover as an actor second, but as a human being first? Because you're taking a lot of different people's energies and emotions into play.
Yeah,
No?
I don't think so hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I go back, I dive right into it. I've got 100 things pending. I'm just not able to keep up. God is so great. I've had nothing, and then now literally I am talking to 3 continents.
Wow.
So it's really, people are asking me questions, time differences, I need to solve issues everywhere. So really, it's there's no time for me to just go like, now it's chill, I can't do that.
You don't have that.
And I don't want that.
And you don't want that.
I don't want that.
So a few things I've picked up here is it's okay to be at nothing as long as you are putting in work to get to where you want to go. Don't be afraid to write down what goals you have, but make them smart. Manifesting is important, but also building and actioning is key. And staying close to your family seems like, there's a humbling experience and you're keeping it simple. What is the one thing you've learned about yourself through this whole experience of going from a place of, I wanted to be an actor, to now I am an actor and I'm recognized and I'm well known, and now I'm ready for that next step?
That if I think it and then I say it, then I can do it. That's what I've learned.
Thank you so much. I'm mindful of time. I'm trying to be as concise as possible, but I'm really, really grateful for the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Come on.
Okay, I'll just...
Ready?
Yeah.
Say something.
Oh, I have a surprise for you. Surprise.
That's what Pradeep meant.
Wow.
Assalamualaikum. Kaise ho aap? She knows Hindi, right?
Yeah, she does
Alright.
Urdu.
She knows Urdu, okay.
She's Pakistani.
She's Pakistani, all right. You have a lovely daughter. We just had an incredible interaction. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to meet you, but maybe the next time I'm around, we get to meet each other. Thank you, Auntie. Take care of yourself.